Nancy drew Weirdness at Waverly Academy. A story by Arglefumph. Chapter 37, The Website Layout Puzzle. While Nancy went to the school library, she got a text message, which was sent to all the students. Mel just got busted for plagiarizing art hist paper. Whoa, Nancy said. Mel's a plagiarist? Nancy made her way to the school computer and logged on. All the pictures were now on the valedictorian page. Nancy just needed to put them in order. There were 6 columns, one for each of the 6 valedictorians. There was a section for each valedictorian, her name, her home city, and her subject of choice. Good news? Rachel had left instructions on where to put everything. Bad news? Rachel's instructions were deliberately unhelpful. Nancy read and reread Rachel's instructions. These included, the biology and psych students are roommates, and Corinne is immediately after the girl who chose bio, but somewhere before Izzy. Why couldn't Rachel do this herself again? Nancy wondered. I don't know where anybody is from or what they like to study. Izzy, Nancy yelled across the library. Could you come here for a sec? Izzy walked over to Nancy. What is it, Becca? She asked. Rachel wants me to sort all this info, Nancy said, but I don't know any of this stuff. I just got here. How would I know everyone's hometown? I know all this, Izzy said. As student body president, it is my responsibility to... Great, you can do this for me, Nancy said. Please? I'll call it even between us, since I did your DNA project. Fine, but you'd better not ask me to do anything again, Izzy said, sitting down and typing out the information. Deal, Nancy said. Thus, Nancy joined the proud Waverly Academy tradition of forcing someone else to do your work. Chapter 38, Rachel Wants More Pictures. Nancy returned to Rachel Hubbard's room. All right, Rach, I got all the info uploaded, Nancy boasted. That's right, me, Becca Sawyer, without any help from anybody. I saw, Rachel said. Nice job on the layout. It wasn't easy either, Nancy said. Some moron left the world's worst instructions on how to make the website. It took forever to figure them out. What crazy teacher came up with those things? The teacher didn't write those, Rachel said. I did. It took me a long time to write them, too. It probably would have taken less time if you had just done the layout yourself, Nancy thought. Anyway, what's next? Nancy said, quick to change the topic. Next, I need you to take a few more pictures, Rachel said, taking out another piece of paper and handing it to Nancy. They're all things that can be found here in Ramsey Hall. They're all Waverly icons. Nancy looked at the list. She had no idea where to find any of those things, except the oak tree in the courtyard. The hard thing will be the picture of Rita Hallowell and her cat, Usher, Rachel said. It's been missing for eons, but if you find it, that'll be such an incredible coup that I might even get put back in the running for valedictorian. I'll give it my best shot, Nancy said. Are you sure you don't want to, say, give up on becoming valedictorian so you don't have to do so much work? Give up on a free college scholarship? Rachel asked. Not likely, Becca. I know I flunked that test, but there's still a chance I can be valedictorian. Not for long, Nancy said. Once school starts up again, Becca Sawyer is going to take the valedictorian race by storm. Chapter 39, Agreeing to Help Mel. Nancy left Rachel's room and took a moment to review the to-do list. Number 1, solve the mystery. Number 2, be awesome. Number 3, become the most popular girl in school. Number 4, never play air hockey with Leela again. Number 5, figure out if Mel is a plagiarist. Number 6, get the token from the pesky white squirrel. Number 7, figure out what Rita Hallowell's journal means. Number 8, ask Ned if he wants to go with me to the Waverly Academy senior prom. Number 9, find other Poe stories. Number 10, work at the snack shack. Number 11, get the pictures for Rachel. The pictures for Rachel included a picture of Rita Hallowell, an oak tree, a school trophy, a map of the United States, the entry arch, and the school emblem. I guess the first thing to do is to see if Mel is a plagiarist, Nancy said. Everything else seems kind of difficult. So Nancy went to Mel's room. Before Nancy could say a single word, the angry cellist said, "It's not true, if that's what you want to know." "You're not going to repaint this room?" Nancy asked. "No, I'm not a plagiarist," Mel said. Then she paused. "You think I should repaint my room?" "It's, awfully pink," Nancy said. "You might want to try opening a window once in a while." "Black suits my mood," Mel said darkly. "Should I be cheery about the fact that they're trying to kick me out of the school? I know you got kicked out of that school in France, but some of us are more worried about our academic careers." "I did not get kicked out of the school in France," Nancy argued. "I kicked them out. And if I did get kicked out of school, it wouldn't be for something stupid like plagiarism. It'd be for something like my sorority egging the dean's car after finals." "What, you think I'd be stupid enough to plagiarize something?" Mel asked. "I'd never cheat, especially not in an obvious way where I'd be sure to get caught." "How did you get caught then?" Nancy asked. "I was busted by Turnitin.com. I mean, Paper Trail," Mel said. "Apparently 40% of my art history essay is a direct match to someone else's essay." "Whose essay?" Nancy asked. "I don't know," Mel said. "And they won't let me know either. It's so frustrating. I'm being kicked out unfairly, and I can't even defend myself." "That's too bad," Nancy said. "If I could only log into Paper Trail, I can see the essay I supposedly plagiarized," Mel bemoaned. "But they cut off my internet access." "Well, I still have internet access," Nancy said. "Maybe I can help you." "You'd do that?" Mel asked. "Sure," Nancy said. "What are friends for? Without you, this place would be a lot less musical." "Thank you," Mel said. "And it's really simple too. Just enter one of the database source numbers for my essay, then select the proper IP address." "I have no idea what you're talking about," Nancy said. "I got a glimpse of the IP address before the school booted me offline," Mel said. "I didn't get a chance to write it down, but I do remember that none of the numbers repeated." "What?" Nancy asked. "The IP address you want is 10 digits long," Mel said. "None of the digits repeat." "Let me get this straight," Nancy said. "Instead of trying to memorize the number, you spent your time checking if the digits repeated?" Mel looked embarrassed. It was what I noticed, okay?" she asked. "I was a little distracted by the fact that I'm being kicked out of Waverly." "Calm down, cello princess," Nancy said, holding up her hands. "I'll get you that IP number. Just wait." Mel gave the allegedly plagiarized paper to Nancy, and Nancy left the room. Furious cello music followed her as she went to the library. Chapter 40. Using Paper Trail. Nancy logged on to the school computer for what must have been the 5th time in under an hour. If the school librarian had been there that day, she would have become concerned about Nancy's computer usage. Nancy got on to Paper Trail through the academic resources section of the school website. She typed in one of the many citations on the left side of Mel's paper. The computer responded with a screen that said, "IP address not found. Pick from the last 20 known IP address strings." "You have got to be kidding me," Nancy said. 20 IP address strings appeared on screen, divided into 4 columns. Luck was not on Nancy's side, as they were all mixed up in a random order. She would have to figure out which 4 IP address strings were the ones she was looking for, without any clue to go on besides none of the digits repeat. Nancy sighed and started guessing. Logic seemed to dictate that, if the final number was 10 digits long, it would have 2 strings of 3 numbers each and 2 strings of 2 numbers each. That eliminated some of the possibilities, making her job easier. As Nancy worked, she got a text message from Mel, sent to the whole school. Becca S. got kicked out of the school in France because her sorority egged the dean's car after finals. Nancy laughed. That was the sort of crazy stunt that Becca Sawyer, Nancy's current alias, would have enjoyed participating in. That Becca S. girl sounds crazy, Nancy said. I've got to meet her. It's so weird I've met all the other girls here besides Becca. Eventually, Nancy came across the correct IP address, which was 6957-284-103. This led to an essay by Jacob Price, posted on November 18th. Nancy double-checked Mel's essay. It was dated November 17th. Hey, Mel's essay was written one day before Jacob's, Nancy said. That means she couldn't have plagiarized her essay. Mel's innocent!